So today, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the 3 secrets to algorithmic trading, or in other words, how to make money trading without making expensive and emotional mistakes. Right. So before we get started, do you guys want to save some money? Who doesn't? Right. So if you guys want to save some money, make sure that you stick around till the end. We'll give you a coupon code to get you a bunch of money off of all of our plans. So make sure you stick around to the end so you can get that coupon code so you can save yourself a bunch of cash. All right. Okay. So here's our agenda for today. First thing we do is I'm going to share these slides with you. So let me put this into the chat here. There we go. So if you guys want to follow along with these slides, you guys can do that. And then next thing is going to be getting to know you guys, because you guys are the stars of the show. Let me know who's on the call, so we'll get to know you guys a little bit. Then I'll tell you about myself. Then we'll go through 3 different secrets to investing. We have 3 different secrets I'm going to share with you today. And then we're going to cover some case studies, and then we're going to talk about our all access plan if you guys want to get really fully involved in all this and get some of our like crazy stuff that we have that I think you'll be very excited to see, by the way. Cool. Before we get started, quick disclaimer, right? Please make sure you read the disclaimer. Essentially, we're saying here, kind of the typical thing with investments. The information presented today, including strategies and backtesting results, is for educational and informational purposes only. It is a reflection of past performance. It should not be considered as an indication or guarantee of future results. The strategies discussed have been tested in a controlled environment, and the results of these tests should not be interpreted as advice or recommendation of any specific investment strategy. Right, we continue on and going on with a few more right there, but that's kind of the main point here. We're not investment advisors, so please don't think that we are. We do a lot of great research. We have some fantastic strategies, and you're more than welcome to use that and do whatever you want to do with it. But please don't think that we're guaranteeing any kind of results here, right? Although they are pretty crazy. So when you see them. Okay, cool. So we're letting in a few more people here. We have a full house. Wow, we have a lot of people joining today. Okay, cool. All right. So first, let's get to know you guys. So if you guys can let me know who you are, you can type this out into your chat. Let me know what your occupation is. So what do you guys do for a living? Do you guys know how to code? Is that something that you do? You don't need to know how to code, but it's just a curiosity. And then number 3 is how much investment experience do you have? So if you guys can type that into the chat window, that'd be fantastic. I'll even copy this over so you guys have it ready. There you go. Those are our 3 questions. And I know it takes a little bit of time to type that out. So while you guys are typing that out, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So this is my background. So I have been coding for 25 years. I'm one of those kids. I started coding when I was like 12 years old. I started my first software company when I was 15. I sold my first software company when I was in, I think 22 years old, 23 years old. So I've been in this business for quite some time and had some pretty good successes, not gonna lie. I also have a master's of finance degree, so I do have the education behind this as well. But I've also worked on Wall Street for a number of years. I worked on at a bunch of different Wall Street companies and in a bunch of different fintech companies over the past decade, including one company. This company is called Greystone, where I basically worked for the CEO, his son, and sorry, you guys are writing on the screen here. I don't know how that's possible. Let me get rid of this screenwriting here. 1 second. How the heck did you guys write on the screen? Let me delete that. Or whoever wrote on that, if you could please get rid of that. I don't know how that's possible, the screenwriting. How the heck do we get rid of this? Someone wrote on the screen. You guys know how to get rid of that? Annotate. See, clear all drawings. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know how that was possible. But okay, cool. Where was I? Yeah, so I've been working in the financial technology and on Wall Street for over the past decade, including one company called Greystone, where I worked for essentially the CEO. He's a multi-billionaire. Learned a lot from these guys. I put together their software team to basically do corporate mortgages or commercial mortgages. And to date, the app that we created or my team created probably has done around 50 billion, maybe $100 billion in mortgages at this point. I also helped create a company called Voyager. You may have heard of it. It was a crypto trading app. I was employee number 4 there. So really built it pretty much from the ground up. We didn't really have anything when we started. Built that company up to be worth at $1.3 billion. Ended up blowing up after the whole FTX fiasco, but I was able to get some of my stock options out, so it made me quite happy. I'm also managing a couple $1 million worth of investments between myself and others. But it wasn't always like this. Years ago in 2008, I blew up my investment portfolio. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'll tell you my story in a little bit. I didn't know how to manage my risk well, and I was relying on others for investment advice as opposed to trying to do this stuff firsthand, right? Which I'll show you guys about today. But you guys shared what you guys do here. So let me read off everyone's answers. So we have Will Wild, who does PyTorch and AI. Very cool. That's awesome. I think you would love our group. I don't know if you've actually been part of our Discord group. There's an AI channel that's extremely active. You also do DeFi and Web3. That's very cool. You're doing all the latest cool stuff in finance, at least. That's for sure. I think you'd love our group. Will, who's a day trader, no experience coding and 5 years investing. That's very cool, Will. You don't need to know how to code when it comes to our stuff. If you're a coder, we give you a lot of really good tools, but you definitely do not need to know how to code. There's a lot of stuff that we just give you that you could use right out of the box. Super simple. Will Weil, who's saying tech acting weird today all around. Yeah, I hear you on that. For some reason, Zoom has been doing some weird stuff lately. Nathan says, I've been a coder for a while, but I'm new to Python. Very cool. Welcome to Python. It's fantastic for data science and AI, as Will Wild is doing. I've been trading crypto, fairly unsuccessful for 2 years. I'm diving into Python. This is my pet project. Well, if you've been unsuccessful with crypto, you could definitely join our community. There's been a lot of money made in the crypto space specifically. So I think you'd be very interested by some of the things we're doing. Our best algorithms do a lot of options trading right now, but we also have some crypto algorithms that are quite profitable. Keith says, I'm Keith and I'm a day trader and investor. Very cool. Started back in 2016, so going on 8 years. Awesome. Very cool. It's great because you got to see a lot of ups and downs. So it's perfect, Keith. I feel like you've had some good experience. I don't know how to code, but I desire to learn. Very cool. Awesome. Going through our products, you do not need to code. You could use them just right out of the box if you wanted to. But if you want to learn how to code, then absolutely we have that available for you as well. Cool. Sean Clark, I believe you're already in our one of our classes as well, Sean, so welcome. Lead software engineer, yes, know how to code, and 2 years, mostly paper trading to become better. Very cool, Sean. I think you were there yesterday when we were working on that Martingale algorithm. I'm going to be showing that off today. It's freaking wild what the results were for that. I think you guys all find that very interesting. Todd says, former Unix administrator, now a poker player. Oh, that's an interesting occupation. Very cool. Cheers to that. That's awesome, Todd. You definitely know how to take some risks. You know how to program Bash, Perl, Python, mostly automation stuff, very little investment stuff. You're definitely in the right spot here, Todd. That's fantastic. Kind of what our programs do is we bring together people that know how to code and people that know how to trade, and we help both of you guys out. Either learn the opposing skill, or if you don't even want to code or you just want to use our stuff, you can literally just use what we have. We have quite a few really powerful algorithms that you can just use right out of the box. And it's super simple to get started. Cool. All right. So you guys want to get actually started? You want to hear the secrets that we're going to cover today? All right. Okay. So let's talk about secret number 1. Okay. The secret number 1 is back testing. If you guys are trading or investing and you are not running back tests, it is a travesty. You guys really need to be back testing. And let me tell you why with a story. Okay, so here's my little story about backtesting and why it matters. And first of all, I guess backtesting, if you don't know what it is, it's basically simulating your trading over the past couple years to see how it would have performed over the past few years. But here's my story. And this is how I got into backtesting and how it's really like literally changed my life, like actually quite dramatically. So in it was 2008, and basically I lost my life savings. I saved up like 30 grand up until that point. I was a kid, I was like in my 20s. And saved up 30 grand. To me, it was a big deal at the time. Blew up my portfolio in 2008. Stupid moves, right? Obviously, this felt terrible. It took years to save that up, but it really gave me the fire I needed to learn how to do this stuff well, right? I think all the great investors in the past, they've always had these stories of like where the portfolio blows up. It's one of those things that teaches you some hard lessons, right? So what I did was I applied to a Master of Finance program at a school called Schulich. That's a Canadian school, kind of like an Ivy League in Canada, if you want to put it that way. And what I learned at the school, like, just totally blew my mind. The professors they taught us like a very calculated way of investing. They're using like math, historical data, risk management, like some very interesting stuff that they're doing. And basically, I spent hours every single night outside of schoolwork learning how to like creating these big Excel spreadsheets and programs to analyze stocks and build the perfect portfolio. So it's basically sitting there, learning outside of schoolwork. I put together like these giant Excel spreadsheets and would basically go through and say, well, what if I put in 10 grand here? And what if I bought this stock? And what if I bought this? And what if I bought that? So I was going through all these different things. And I really started to understand why I lost all this money. And I really learned how to like make sure it never happens again, right? The numbers, like when I was going through these Excel spreadsheets, it really made it very obvious, right? So basically, when I applied everything, I learned basically how like what I screwed up made a lot of sense because like because I put my money in this, I like was over leveraged. I was doing like it really taught me all these different things on how to actually manage my money, doing this essentially kind of like a back test inside of an Excel spreadsheet, right? It's like a manual type thing. Like, okay, if I put it in the year 2000 and I bought this, and you can kind of follow along in Excel spreadsheets. We have much more automated ways to do this now. But it became super obvious like why I lost my money. So when I took all the learnings I had from it, basically I figured out, okay, like, you want to put your money in specific types of ways and diversify well and that sort of thing. I applied all that and ended up, really making a lot of money over the next couple of years. And actually, this is a bit of a sad time in my life. Around this point in time, my dad passed away, and obviously, that was not a good time for my family and all that. But he was always the one that managed the money, right? And like managed my family's money. So at the time, it was something like a 200,000, $250,000, something like that. That money was all handed to me and said, Rob, basically, you have a master's in finance. You figure out what to do with this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll figure it out. But basically, applied everything that I learned in this Master of Finance program and from doing all these Excel spreadsheet things, right? So basically, when I applied that, I not only did I grow my money a lot, and my wife's money now, I manage hers, but also my family's money. We've grown it very significantly. My mom is now a multimillionaire. We've bought a lot of very good investments. She basically has retired completely. She goes to Poland for 4 or 5 months out of the year, just hangs out there. The other day, she was telling me about she wanted to go to Cancun, but wanted to have someone to come with her. So she just wanted to like pay for her friends' tickets to go there. Like it's basically, don't really have to worry about money anymore. That's it. In terms of my portfolio, my portfolio has done quite well. I now own a company that's valued, probably around $4 or $5 million. This Lumi Wealth, we're actually looking to get investors right now, and we're looking at a valuation of around 8 million bucks. We'll see if we actually get that in our next round. But essentially, money problems are not really existent anymore. Things have changed quite dramatically from these times back in 2008. And I attribute it all to this back testing that I did back in the day. It really made a huge difference. All right, so if you guys want to learn a little bit more about this, Here's a book that I recommend for you. It's called The Man Who Solved the Market. It's a fantastic book. This is the book here. It's about a guy named Jim Simmons. If you haven't heard of him, Jim Simmons is basically one of the pioneers of this field of algo trading. He was a mathematician back in like the 70s and thought, what if I could apply my math skills to the world of investing? So he got a computer, hired some programmers, and like learned how to make like the world's first algo trading hedge fund, or one of the world's first, right? Fast forward a few years, Jim Simons is one of the richest people on earth. His hedge fund is one of the best performing hedge funds. I think maybe the best performing hedge fund on earth ever. Um, they've made apparently about 65% a year compounded over the course of 30, 40 years. And if you look at their track record, they pretty much never lost money. Like we're talking about the year 2000, the world fell apart. They did not lose money. Year 2008, the world fell apart. They did not lose money. COVID happened. They did not lose money. These guys have a money-making machine. It doesn't matter what direction the market goes in, they're constantly making a profit. So very interesting book. If you want to learn a little bit more about the field, I strongly suggest you want to listen to this or read this. I do the audiobook thing personally. But a really interesting story. The guys that started this are all like crazy rich. There's a story in there about like one of the guys, he bought like a mansion and like totally forgot about it. And then the government came after him and said, it's like a $20 million house or something, right? And the government came after him and said, you can't build a house here. You can't have a house in this location because it's like some whatever, right? Some natural, whatever. You know how the government says you can't build houses in places. They said that to him, and he was just like, "What the hell are you talking about? I have a house there." It's like it's to that point. This guy had like a mansion and forgot about it. That's how much money these guys are making. I think Jim Simons at this point in time, I think he's worth something like $50 billion the last time I checked. So clearly, algo trading is working out quite well for him, right? And if you listen to them speak, they do the same sort of thing. They actually do a lot of back testing and they figure out basically how their algorithms would have worked in the past and run them in the future, right? Um, and Delay, you need to rejoin. Your mic, your audio did not connect. Okay, sorry. That was one of the people I was saying that their thing wasn't going to work. Okay, cool, awesome. So that's secret number one. So back testing, if you guys are not doing back testing, I would strongly recommend that you guys start doing that because it changed my life. Honestly, like I said, went from, really not having a lot of money and kind of blowing up my portfolio all the way to like my investment portfolios are doing extremely well. My family's portfolios are doing extremely well, and I could attribute it all going back to this back testing. This is one of the most important things if you could learn anything from today. All right. Okay, cool. And we could, and if you go through some of our stuff, we actually teach you how to do all this sort of thing, and we actually run a lot of back tests too that we show you. And I'll show you a couple in a second too. All right, okay. Secret number two, use existing code and collaborate. This is not stuff that you need to do on your own. So a lot of people, they get into algo trading and they're thinking, oh, why don't I just do this from scratch? Why don't I do this on my own from nothing? And so instead of doing that, you can just use existing code. We have lots of it. And you can collaborate with others. Just like in our Discord channel, we have a lot of people collaborating on building AI algorithms and all sorts of different stuff. All right. So secret number two is use existing code and collaborate. So let me tell you a little story. So someone who joined our program a little while ago, named Worth, and when he joined, he had a few. He still does have a few strategies that he trades manually. And he came in and he's like, you know what? I'm using these strategies. Can you guys automate this for me? Right? A lot of people join and they do the same sort of thing. They come in and say, I have a strategy that I use. Can you do this for me? Is this something that you can do? Right? And we're like, sure, let's do it. So he brought this one strategy that basically what it does is it trades the UVXY. If you don't know what that is, it's this ticker symbol right here. When you look at it, it basically goes straight down, right? It's down $88 billion in the past 10 years or so. So you might wonder, why the heck do you want to trade this thing, right? Well, what we do, or what he brought up to us, and this happens all the time, people bring in all sorts of great ideas. So it's a fantastic place to get some really good ideas. So he said, well, what you do is you short this thing, right? And he shorts it based off of Bollinger Bands, right? So there are a lot of like times where it shoots up like crazy. So he kind of like captures that and he makes sure that he kind of gets around all these crazy things that are happening to it, right? So when you short this thing, you actually end up making the same amount of returns, but in reverse, right? So whenever it goes down, you make money, right? Okay, cool. So we built this thing out during what we call our live algo building sessions, right? Live algo, we renamed these building sessions because they're not really an hour. Um, so during our live algo building sessions, we do this every Tuesday where basically people join in and it's exactly like that. It's like people come in and say, oh, I have a strategy that I want to build. I have this idea, right? And everyone gets a chance to pitch their idea. Yesterday we hosted this yesterday. There were, 5 different things that people pitched and everyone gets a chance to vote, right? So first of all, it's a really great way to share ideas and see what everyone's using to trade. But second of all, once we do that vote, we actually pick one of those algorithms and we build it during the class. And usually I'm the one coding it. So people vote on it and then say, okay, let's build this thing today. So we spend the next couple hours building this thing out, right? During this day, we built out specifically this UVXY trading algorithm. And when we back tested it, it was like, holy crap, this thing actually does quite well. And I'll show you the back test result in a second. But it was something like, 70, 80% a year. It's like, wow, this is actually a pretty damn impressive algorithm. If you had done this, you would have made a crap load of money, which makes sense because he was making a crap load of money. So now he's actually been running this trading bot. I see him running this thing on a regular basis. He's saying he's making a ton of money trading this thing. So fantastic. We built this thing out. He can use it. But it's not only him that could use it. If you joined our program, you can actually take his bot and use his bot. We have the code. All you do is take that code and run it. Super easy. So it's like teamwork. We're all working together. Everyone's coming up with different ideas. We all pool our ideas together and we build a lot of like super high-end algorithms. It's teamwork. It's like the Fast and Furious, like it's family, family. My Vin Diesel voice. But that's really how it is, right? Like we're all collaborating together, we're all building algorithms together, right? Or even like I'm building the algorithms and you guys get to use them, but we all share ideas, right? So we have a lot of strategies from everyone in the group. We have some very impressive ones. I'm going to show you a couple in a second that you guys can literally just come in. If you don't care how they work, you can just literally use them. You can modify them if you want. If you have your own idea, you can actually come in and we can build your idea during the class. So it's a very powerful way to do this stuff. So really the strategies that we have in this class are the best out of all the strategies that we have combined as a group, where it's like this mastermind together that we're building all this stuff, right? So here's a couple of things that we built, right? So here is, for example, that UVXY strategy. This is that one that's telling you about that Worth made. Here you can see in blue, this is how the strategy performed. This is the back testing result. This is over from 2021 until about the end of 23. Hey, Maribel, how's it going? So this is about over a 3-year time period, something like that. Okay, and the blue is the strategy itself, and the yellow is as S&P 500. As you can see here, absolutely smokes the S&P 500. And not only does it smoke it, but even in this bear market, when this S&P was down, this thing was still up and still making money. Okay, over this time period, which is what, 3-ish years, it was up 708%. That compares to the stock market, which is only up 20% over that same time period. Or in other words, if you do the math behind it, the compound annual return was about 72% a year for this algorithm versus the stock market over this time period was only about 5%. So even during a bear market, it's kicking ass and really doing quite well at 72%. We have a bunch of other metrics here if you care to listen to them. We have here a max drawdown. As you can see here, it does move around a bit more. It is a bit more risky, right? We have the S&P, which is down 25 at its worst. This one's down 48% at its worst. But however, These are very quick downturns. When the S&P was down, it took 605 days to recover, whereas when this one was down, it only took 195 days. That was the worst thing that ever happened to us, a 195-day drawdown. So we're talking about something that historically, if you had invested in this, you would have had 8 times your money. You would have had a 700% return over 3 years. And you would have you would have gone through a time period where your money dropped pretty quickly, but it recovered very fast too, right? You can actually see that in the chart here. Okay. So really impressive algorithm and definitely can see why worth trading this, right? That's why we built it. But it's not the only one that we built. We built a bunch of other stuff. Here's another one that we built during this class. This is our Congress trading algorithm. Most people, when they see this, they have a nice little chuckle. But basically, it's the whole thing, copying Nancy Pelosi or other Congress members. We've actually made a whole bunch of different flavors of this. So if you joined our program, you could actually use any of these bots. This is one flavor of it, where basically we take a tally of what all members of Congress are buying. So we'll go back 48 days and say, okay, what companies were members of Congress buying, right? So maybe they bought Microsoft. Maybe 4 Congress members bought Microsoft. Maybe 5 of them bought Google. Maybe 3 of them bought Raytheon, right? We'll take that tally, and as long as they have more than 4 purchases, then we'll add it to our portfolio and we'll own that, right? So when we ran this thing and we back tested it, we see here since the beginning of 2021 to about the end of 23, again, around 3-year time period, something like that. This algorithm was up 90% versus the S&P 500, which you can see here in yellow, was only up 10% or 9.6%. So we had about 10 times the return of the stock market, or on a compound annual basis, also about 10 times more, 21% a year versus 3% a year for the stock market. It's going through a bear market. You can see here again, stock market was down. This thing was still heading up. It didn't matter, right? Clearly, Congress members know what to buy. They had some pretty good ideas. And what's interesting here is that it has this much higher return, but the drawdown is actually less as well, right? So meaning it's less risky or was less risky, and at the same time had a much higher return. I'd say that's a pretty damn good thing to do, right? So that's our Congress trading bot. Another one that we built, we have a bunch of these. We've created tons of these. We have a whole library of different strategies like this they can choose from. Here's one that we've been focused on lately. We were working on this yesterday. This is our Iron Condor martingale strategy, and I'll show you how this thing was actually running in real life. Right? I'll show you this in real life. This thing is up like freaking crazy. It made a ton of money, this thing. I'll show you that in a second. But here you can see this is our Condor martingale algorithm. What it does is it trades an option strategy called the Iron Condor. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's an option strategy. It sells a put and a call, and then it buys a put and a call. It's called a defined risk strategy. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. I'm not going to talk too much about it here. But when we built out this bot, we built out in class, basically one person came to us and said, oh, I have this great idea. I'm making a ton of money doing this. Can you create it for me? I'm like, okay, sure, we'll make it. When we built it and we back tested it, we got a really interesting looking graph. So this is what we got here in blue, just absolutely smoking the S&P 500. Again, in blue is our strategy, in yellow is S&P 500, just makes it look like basically nothing. It almost looks like a straight line here. That's how big of a return it's getting. Over this time period, about 4 years, it was up 560% or about 62% a year. That compares to the stock market, which is only up 64% or about 13% a year. So we're talking about like 10 times the returns of the stock market over this time period. Huge difference. Imagine if this was your money and you put it into there, right? How big of a difference would your portfolio have made if your money was in this instead, right? It did have a bit of a drawdown, 41% versus the S&P's 27. But again, when it drops, it recovers very quickly. The S&P, it dropped. It took a very long time for it to recover, 745 days, versus this algorithm, it only took 300 days to recover. So it's much, much faster when it lost money. But we take this even further, right? So we worked on this algorithm even further. We do this every week, right? We come in every week and everyone has suggestions. It's really fun. And we all talk about like, what if we tried this and what if we tried that? And that's how we end up coming up with all these like crazy, amazing algorithms. This is why, like, I honestly, I went to an event in Florida last week, and I was pitching a bunch of hedge funds on what we're doing. So we're trying to raise money for a hedge fund. And I was pitching a bunch of people, and they're like, "Holy crap! Like no other company on earth does this, right? There's like literally no other company on earth that has this many algorithms because we're able to basically crowdsource ideas together, right? So when we went to work on this algorithm, we're like, you know what? What if we could improve this one, right? So we spent a bunch of time yesterday. We spent a couple hours, and what we did was we came up with this idea here. We modified the algorithm a bit. To get a little technical, we changed kind of the quantities that it trades. And then we also made it use some AI. So it actually uses, it checks the news sentiment. So it's like, oh, is it a bad trading day? Like, for example, today it would not have traded, right? Today was like some bad stuff in the news. It would have avoided today, right? Because it's kind of been a bad news day for a bit. It also checks things like implied volatility, right? So is it a good day to trade or not? So it's smarter using AI and a few other things. And when we did that, this is the result that we got. Freaking crazy looking graph. Imagine your money was in this. Imagine you put your money in 2020 and you held on to it and it looked like this. It's basically a straight freaking line. This is mind blowing. When I saw this, I almost fell out of my chair, right? We're talking 861% over this time period for about 4 years and 3 months, 861%. Huge returns, or about almost 70% a year. It did have a drawdown of about 44%, but again, recovered very quickly. You can see here, this is its biggest drop that it had, but it came right back within like 2 days, right? So it's very quick. It dropped, it came back down, came right back up again. So it's a very consistent algorithm. This looks almost like a straight line. It's unheard of to see stuff like this. And we've actually been running this. I've actually been running this algorithm and it's been making a crap load of money. And I'll show you the actual real results of how this thing's been trading. This is a back test, but we've actually been running this thing and it's been killing it. I'll show you that very shortly. Okay. Here's another algorithm. Here's a butterfly condor algorithm. This one's even crazier results. Okay. This one, when we back tested it over that same time period, we got a 3,559% return. Okay. Or in other words, about 135% a year. Okay. What's really interesting about this too is they're not correlated to stock market. So it doesn't matter if the stock market's up or down. The correlation to the stock market is about zero, right? And this one had a drawdown of about 37% at some point in time, but again, recovered very quickly compared to stock market standards. So absolutely mind-blowing results. I agree. You guys are saying that's wild, dang. I agree with you completely. Maribel says, I want to use my Thinkorswim account. We currently do not work with Thinkorswim. You have to work with one of our partner brokers. So for example, you could use Tradier, you could use Alpaca to trade these things. We don't work with Thinkorswim yet, but they did just add an API, so we might work with them pretty soon. Right? Okay. So these are backtesting results, but let me show you like actually trading though. Okay, here's actually trading. This is that Iron Condor, and I could actually even show you here. This is the live, right? This is the live one here, what it's actually been doing. Okay. I took a screenshot, but I'll just give you the latest one, right? This one, we started with around $100,000 around March 22nd. It's now up to $151,000, or in other words, in 30 days, it's up 51% or $51,000. Imagine that was your account. Imagine you put your money in and that happened to your account, up 50% in a month. I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty damn happy with that result. Right. And again, basically a straight line. And what this line doesn't show you here is it's definitely doing very well. But what it doesn't show here is that during this time period, we actually had a big correction. So things have been down for quite some time here. You know that over this time period, I think what was the stock market down like 10%, 15%? It doesn't even seem like it matters here. It's basically just a straight line right through. What recession? What are we talking about correction? Right? This is how it's been performing, right? And this is again not a back test. This has actually been trading over the past few days. You can actually watch it day by day, right? What it was doing every single day as the chart gets updated, right? Cool. Yeah, Keith, that's wild. I'd be ecstatic with 50% growth in a month. I agree with you 100%. I'm actually going to be putting my money. This is a new algorithm that we just built out, and we've been running it for a bit. I'm going to put my own real money into this very shortly. Actually, probably even tonight, we're going to set that up because this thing is just doing so freaking well. But this is just one of our algorithms. Think about that. This is just one of them, right? We have a crap load of algorithms like this. This one to me is blowing my mind because not only does it have really high returns, but it's just so consistent. You know what I mean? Like this is a back test. And then again, we're seeing that in real life too. It's not just back testing, right? So to me, this is wild, right? We've also been running, this is an algorithm that I've been running for a while. This is one of our first algorithms that we made a long time ago called Diversified Leverage. I didn't show you the back test here, but it also does very well. You know, the back test that has been performing quite well. This is real money. I had this in for over a year. It's up almost 50% in the past year. I started with an account, small account. I put in, some cash into it. Feel like we should put more money into this actually, because this one's doing pretty well too. Although not as good as that 50% in a month. That's freaking wild. That's one of our newer ones. This one I put in about $2,900, almost $3,000, and it's up to $4,400 last time I checked. Right. So in other words, up about 50% on the year. Right. Which again, if you look at the NASDAQ or whatever, we're smoking all of those. Right. Awesome. Cool. Mary Bell asks, what is the minimum that can be in the account? It depends on the algorithm. The butterfly, this one I think has a minimum of 25,000. The iron condor, I'm not sure. We're actually still trying to figure that out. I think we could probably actually do the iron condor with just a few $1,000s. I don't think you need to have like a huge account for this. The diversified leverage one, this one you could do with a very small account too. This one, I've seen people do it with like $200 or $300. So you could actually have pretty small accounts if you wanted to. But of course, when you're getting returns like this, your account ends up growing quite quickly. So you end up having quite a bit of money quite fast. Very cool. Again, pay attention to disclaimer. We're not guaranteeing any kind of returns. I'm just showing you what's happened. You know what I mean? And if you guys want to have access to it, we can give you access to it. Okay, cool. So that's secret number 2. So secret number 3 about algo trading and investing in general is use AI tools, right? So let me tell you a quick story about AI tools here. So there's someone who joined us a little while ago named Latoya. And when she joined, she basically had zero programming knowledge. She didn't know how to code. She was working as a pharmacist, right? She had no idea how to do any of this stuff. We basically taught her how to use ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot really effectively. We showed her like, this is how you use it, gave her some tips around it, whatever. And she has gotten so freaking good at coding. It's blowing my mind. Honestly, I talk to her about this all the time. Like she's part of our program now. I talk to her like almost every week or every day, almost in some cases. Um, and she is just building these like wildly crazy robots that are making all this money for her. And she's like, I don't really know how to code. I just know how to talk to AI. That's what she tells me. Right. And it's true. I see her code. It's like, she's coding, but not really coding. Right. Like she's just talking to AI. Right. And it's amazing what you can accomplish with just that. Right. So after going through her classes, she was able to build a very complex bot. She built a bot that basically follows people on Discord. Like those people on Discord that give you like trading signals. She made a bot that reads those trading signals and can actually execute on those. And not only can she execute those trades, but she was also able to figure out who's good and who's not based on those things. Because she gather all the data and she say, this guy's full of crap, this guy's actually good. And she actually was able to follow them. And now she has a bot that can just copy all these like gurus on Discord, and she could figure out which one's the best one and actually just copy their trades. And this is a person that was a pharmacist that didn't know how to code a couple months ago. Wild, right? So not only did she build this really cool robot that last time I checked was making her some good money, but also she actually ended up getting a new job because of this, right? And this happens all the time. People go through our courses, they learn this new skill, and they end up getting this new job that pays them a bunch more money. That's exactly what happened to her. So she learned how to code. She learned how to use these tools really well, really. Has learned to get really good at ChatGPT and all that. And she went from being a pharmacist to actually working in a corporate office. And last I heard, she had a huge salary boost. She has a much less stressful job. Things are a lot better for her. And it's all because she came in, she learned this stuff, and we taught her how to do all this AI programming stuff, and she just got like crazy good at it, right? So very impressive person. She's actually part of our community. If you ever want to talk to her, she's very active. But let me give you a couple of tips, right? These are kind of the tips that we give to people whenever people join our courses of how you could use AI for programming, right? So again, if you join our classes, you don't have to learn how to code. If you don't want to learn how to code, you could just use what we have. We have all those bots that I showed you. You could literally just use those, and they're very easy to set up. You don't need to be a coder. But if you want to join our classes and you want to learn how to code, we could show you how to do some pretty cool stuff, right? So here's some things that we tell people when you join and you want to learn how to code, right? So first of all, if you're going to use ChatGPT, use GPT-4. Don't use GPT-3. Get the paid version. It makes a very big difference, right? But also make sure that you give it existing code. There's so many people when ChatGPT-4 came out, they're like, "Oh yeah, I talked to it. I told it to make me a trading bot, and it didn't work." It's like obviously, like it's not that smart, right? Like it's great. It's a tool, but it can't like completely build the stuff from scratch. At least not yet, right? So instead of trying to tell ChatGPT, build me a trading bot from scratch, what you should do is give it some existing code. You can take one of the things that we have a bunch of algorithms that you could just choose, give it that algorithm, and you can say, use this and modify it, right? You're going to get much better results doing that as opposed to just build something from scratch, right? So that's number one. Try to use existing code, give it to ChatGPT and say to modify it as opposed to build something from scratch, right? Okay. Second of all, if you don't understand what the code does, and let's say you're not a coder and you want to kind of use what we have, what you can do is take that code and give it to ChatGPT, and you can tell it, explain this code to me. What does it do? Right? And it'll do a pretty good job explaining what it does. But you can even go a step further and you could say add code comments within this code. And basically, it makes the code readable almost like in English, right? So you can actually follow along step by step and say, okay, well, this thing is doing this, and then it's doing this, and it's doing this. These code comments, and in Python, we use like hashtags, and it's in green. And you can actually just read it like English, right? So instead of coding stuff, you could just like read the code like it's like a book, like a story, right? So very useful. If you ever have code that you want to understand, do that. Send it to ChatGPT, tell it to explain it to you, and put in code comments. Right. Third of all, make sure that you install GitHub Copilot. If you're using an IDE, let's say you're using JetBrains or using VS Code, I recommend VS Code personally. But if you're using one of these things, make sure that you install GitHub Copilot. It is mind-blowing what this thing can do for you. Now, for me, I feel like, like I said, I've been coding for 25 years. This to me allows me to do the job of, 3 times faster, 4 times faster the way I normally could. I feel like I can literally take on an entire team of coders. Give me some good coders and don't let them use AI tools and let me use an AI tool. I bet you I could move faster than 5 people. It's wild how big of a difference it actually makes. I actually have one of our developers on our team that actually builds algorithms for other people. When he first joined us, he was like writing things from scratch. I'm like, what the heck? You're actually writing Python? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, just if you learn how to use GitHub Copilot well, you can literally move so fast. Like, if you join us on Tuesdays, um, you'll see I can build trading algorithms in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if it's complicated. And that's because of this tool, right? So if you're not using GitHub Copilot, make sure that you install it, make sure you use it. It's like 20 bucks a month, worth every penny. Okay. Number 4, if you get errors when you're coding, and this happens all the time, especially for people that are new, there's kind of like that whole thing of like, people are scared to learn to code because they're like, oh, if you put a comma in the wrong space, everything breaks. And that used to be true. But now, if you have a problem with coding, copy and paste the error, or better yet, copy and paste the error and the code itself, give it to ChatGPT, and it will fix it for you. Not only can it tell you what went wrong, but it can also just literally modify the code and say, here's the working version, right? So gone are the days of errors, banging your head against the wall for hours. Literally just use ChatGPT. It can get past the majority of any kind of errors that you have in your code, right? And number 5 tip for using AI with programming is check out our recordings. We have a lot of examples in our recordings. We show you how to do this stuff. Check out basically what we do in our Tuesday classes. I'm using AI constantly. I am obsessed with AI, if you haven't noticed. But it's because it makes such a big difference. Not only do we use it in our algorithms themselves, right? We use things to like read the news. We use machine learning to analyze graphs. We do all that kind of stuff, but also just in building the algorithms themselves, it is such a big difference. So check out our course recordings, and you'll see a lot of examples of us going through this and building these sort of things. Right? Cool. So that's the last tip that I have for you there for if you want to learn how to code and you want to use AI, I'd recommend that you follow at least these 5 steps and join our courses. We could show you how to do even more because we are obsessed with AI, as I think a lot of people in the world are. Cool. All right. So that's the last of our 3 secrets. Do you guys want to see some case studies? Well, I've been talking for a while here. Do you want us to hear from some other people, right? What their experiences are? Okay, so let me show you some case studies. These at this point are getting a little old. We need to get some new ones. But even still, these are people that have been part of our community for a long time. If you go into our testimonials page here, you can see a bunch of them, right? People love leaving us testimonials. You could also see us, by the way, if you ever doubt us, go on Trustpilot, right? You go Trustpilot, search for Lumi Wealth, right? This is independent reviews. I can't control this, right? We have a 4.5. We basically have a perfect 5-star review. The only thing is one person gave us a 4-star, and that's someone who didn't even show up to class. So as long as you show up to class, you'll give us a 5-star. I guarantee you that. But that's our Trustpilot score. We also have our testimonials here on our page. If you go to lumiwealth.com under more, there's testimonials. And you can just watch a bunch of these, right? There's a bunch of people that have taken all of our courses and been through all of our different things. You could watch all these different videos and kind of get a feel for what is it like to being part of our community and what can you expect from all this. Lately, we've been really pushing on just providing our algorithms as well. So I'm going to get some new testimonials of people that are actually using our algorithms and showing that sort of thing. But these are a lot of different things here where, you could see how they liked our courses and what their experience was like. And don't hear from me, hear from them. Like we have a lot of happy customers. We pride ourselves on that, right? But let me play some videos for you here. So I'm going to be courteous of your time. I'm only going to play the first 2 minutes of each one of these videos. But if you want to watch the rest of them, you do have that link to this presentation, or you can go to the testimonials page and they're all in there. So you can do it there, right? But okay, so I'm going to start off with Sintayan, who joined us actually quite a long time ago. He joined us, I think, like 4 years ago. He's still around, still in our community, still hangs around. It's because he's made a lot of money. He's doing well, so he sticks around in our community. Basically, he's a programmer. That's what his job is, right? So I'm going to show you 2. I'm going to show you one that was a programmer and one that wasn't. But basically, he's a programmer, and he really wants to learn how to do algo trading. He basically built out an algorithm. Last I heard, he's making about 400% a year in his algorithm. Wild. Holy shit. I was like, please tell me more how you're doing this. We could talk about that if you guys are interested. But basically, he's an active member of the community, and he's done some really cool stuff, basically. So let me play this video of Sentayan. I'll play you the first 2 minutes. You can kind of get a sense of what it's like being part of our community, right? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose LumiWealth.
Sure. So I am a computer science graduate, and I am a software developer currently. I develop automations for my current company that I'm working for. And also I develop full stack applications, web apps and APIs, as well as for my company. Uh, what attracted me about Lumi Wealth was I loved some of their resources available on YouTube, which told me right from the beginning like what to expect from the classes. And also, I was extremely interested to learn finance and algorithmic trading. I've been trading from a Wall Street veteran like you, Robert. I mean, you have extensive experience in leading teams into this in this particular branch of finance, and I was completely. I mean, I really wanted to be a part of that as well. I really love that there, during the classes, we'll be going to, perform like 2 live projects, which would give us like real hands-on experience, what we would expect in the real financial world. Uh, I mean, weekly 1-hour interactions with you and with the fellow students, I mean, that is always an added advantage that we have. Unlimited discussions and help that I got during my time, especially in the Discord channel that we had, was tremendously valuable to me. And also the opportunity to book, one-on-one time with you if I get stuck. I mean, that is something that is even more valuable, and that tremendously, attracted me to Lumi Wealth. And you don't get that in other courses or any other. I mean, even if you selected a video course, you wouldn't get all these benefits. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely people love the live nature of things. Thank you for
Exactly.
that. I feel like you answered a bunch of the other questions, which is great. It's great. Just talk freely, right? I guess another question we could ask is, how has this class helped you personally? And I think this related a lot to the project that you built out. Okay, so let me stop that there. All right, so that's some tie-in. Like I said, he came to us as a programmer, learned how to build all these algorithms. Like I said, he built out this thing. Last I heard, making 400% a year. His algorithm is quite damn impressive. But let me show you another one. Here's Latoya. This is actually a person I was telling you about earlier. She joined us as a pharmacist, never coded before. She basically learned how to code going through this stuff. She made a very sophisticated signal trading bot. And actually, every time I see her, she's come up with some other crazy cool stuff. Like last time I got on a call with her, she showed me like all these graphs that she's making and like how her algorithm's tracking all these things. Like she's gotten like really sophisticated with this stuff. It's actually very impressive. And again, she got a new job basically going through this program as well, right? So not only did she build this algorithm, but she also got a new job out of it too. It's amazing, right? So let me play you the first 2 minutes of her video as well, right?
Hi, my name is Latoya. I took Lumi Wealth's live algorithmic trading course, the pre-recorded options trading course, and I'm signed up to take the machine learning and data science course later this month. I'm a pharmacist by training. I have no previous background or experience in coding. As far as finance goes, I was primarily a long-term buy and hold investor until about a year before taking the course, when I began to learn more about options and day trading. I was by no means profitable consistently in my day trades. I found that with my full-time job, there was limited time for me to get enough chart time to get better at trading, since my work hours typically overlapped with market hours for options trading. I started to see advertisements for Lumi Wealth, and it was really attractive due to the ability to build algorithms to trade without constant input from me, and to be able to take some of the emotions out of trading, which was really tainting a lot of my trades. I loved the class. I was intimidated by the fact that I did not have any coding experience and was wondering whether or not I would really be able to go from zero knowledge to creating a bot within that 12-week time frame of the course. But Lumi Wealth guarantees that you will be able to create a bot, or not only do they refund you, but they pay you something like $600. So I was pretty confident about that. I joined some of the free webinars before I signed up for the courses. And I also joined their free Discord community before signing up and booked a call with them to discuss the courses. So I was really impressed by the knowledge base of the instructors during the free webinars and how responsive everyone was when I asked questions during the call, and in the Discord community, they answer questions very quickly in the Discord channels. The courses also have lifetime access. So when there are updates to the course material or
All right, cool. So that's Latoya. She actually joined us a while ago. What she's talking about is our courses that we were running for a while, and they're still available if you want to do them. But we actually have an even better plan that I'm going to show you right now. That's an even better value than what she went through. She paid us a couple $1,000s. I think she paid us like $5,000 or $10,000 to go through her courses back in the day. We have made it significantly cheaper now. So let me tell you about that in a second. All right. But hopefully you kind of get the sense of kind of what this is like. We have a lot of great courses. We also have all these algorithms now that we directly give to you, which is a new product that we've been doing and getting some very, very good attention about that. You have really loved that they don't even have to code anything. They just take what we have and use it. So definitely we've expanded even quite a bit since these guys even recorded their videos. We've taken it a step further. Right. But as you can see here, who is this for? This program is for people who have never coded in their lives, but it's also for people that are professional programmers. So you can be a coder and you can get a lot out of it as a coder, as Centine did, or you could be someone who's never coded before, like Latoya, and still get a huge amount of value out of it, right? It's good for people that have $1 million plus to invest. We have some people in our courses that have a ton of money and they're like, yeah, whatever, throw it at this. Let's make a bunch of cash. Honestly, because they've made a lot of money trading over the years. So they bring us their ideas, we code it for them, and we do it that way, But you don't have to have that, right? There's a lot of people that joined us that start off with a $100 account, $200 account. You could do that too. You don't have to be someone with this giant trading account in order to profit from all this stuff too, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a coder or not a coder. It doesn't matter if you're super rich or not. You could still join our courses and get a lot of value out of all of it. Right? Okay, so kind of been alluding to this the whole time. Do you guys want to learn about what's in our all access plan, right? I've kind of mentioned, you get these algorithms and you get these courses. I think you're starting to get an idea of what you get from it, but there's a lot more to it than just that. So are you guys interested in learning about this full package and what you get with it? Cool. Okay, cool. So here's what you'll get in our all access plan. Okay. So first of all, you're going to get a bunch of courses. You're going to get our algo trading course, which will teach you how to make a trading algorithm. We're actually updating it right now. It's going to be brand new as well. It's a brand new spanking course that you guys will get when you sign up. You get an AI for trading course. So you learn how to use AI for trading. It's taught by a very smart guy who lives in San Francisco. He's a guy that runs basically a business that builds machine learning and AI algorithms for hedge funds. And he got funded like $10 million by Andreessen Horowitz. If you know who that is, it's a really big deal, the fact they got that much funding. He went to like Stanford, Caltech, whatever. Really, really smart guy. Went to like all the best schools in the world, basically. Genius. He's the guy that teaches our AI for trading course. So really good person to learn from. We have our options trading course as well. So you learn how to basically take your regular algorithms and learn how to apply them to options trading. There's a lot of extra things that you need to learn when you trade options. So we'll show you how to do that. And then we also have a crypto trading course as well to teach you how to basically build crypto trading algorithms too. Right. So more specific where you can learn all these different types of things with crypto too. Right. Okay. You also get, other than those courses, you also get access to our live algo building sessions. This is the one I was telling you guys about earlier. This is like a huge hit. This is what, as soon as we introduced this was like probably one of the best decisions we ever made as a business. But basically, this is where all these great ideas are coming from, right? People come in, they pitch all their different trading ideas. So you get to hear all these great ideas that people have, and then we actually build it during class. And all those algorithms that you're seeing is a result of this, right? So you could join us on Tuesday nights. You could actually see how the secret sauce is made. You get to see, influence new algorithms. If you have a strategy in mind, we can actually build it and test it out for you. And you get to see all the cutting edge things they're working on. Like, for example, that martingale bot that we built yesterday with that insane looking back test. That's something that we built in this class too. So you get to have access to that. It's live every single week on Tuesdays. You also get to get access to our algorithm library. So basically all these algorithms I've been showing you, you can go into GitHub. They're all available to you. It looks kind of like this. This is our GitHub library, right? Here's all of them. You could actually click into it. Here's, butterfly condor. Say I want to run that one. I can go down here. I can see all the back tests, and it makes it super easy for me to run this thing. It's basically click one button. When you click this button, you basically run it. Super simple, right? You don't need to code. You don't need to know how to do any of that stuff, right? Then also you get access to our trading signals. Our trading signals are basically these here, right? You could actually watch these algorithms trade, see what they're doing, see what they're buying and selling. You could actually go through each one of them and see, how is this algorithm doing? What's it trading like, and all that kind of stuff. And you could just follow it along if you want to, or just see how it's doing, right? Then you also get custom installation service. So if you want us to actually set these things up for you, make sure that they're running properly, monitor them for you, we can do that for you as well. All right. You also, one thing I did include here is you also get one-on-one support. I think that's inherent into this. If you need help with anything, we're always ready to jump on a call and help you out with this. You're not left alone. You don't, it's not like this self-service, you go off on your own. We will help you through the whole process. We'll set this whole thing up for you. We'll get you through all of this, right? Okay, so in other words, what does this thing provide to you in a different context, right? It's basically, this is what it took to create this for you, right? And this is what you don't have to do, right? It took 4.5, almost 5 years now, and over $100,000 creating our trading technology. It's called LumiBot. It's gotten very, very good. It's become one of the most popular trading technologies in the world right now. We spent lots of time and money building this thing out. That is available to you as part of this course. So we'll teach you how to use it. We spent thousands of hours creating our class, Algo Trading. Like I said, we're even revamping it again. This is going to be version like 10 of it, right? So we've been doing this for a long time. We've gotten very good at teaching this stuff. And as you heard from those testimonials, it's gotten quite easy to do this stuff. So even if you want to learn how to build your own from scratch, taking this Algo Trading course will teach you how to do that. We spent thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars creating all the rest of the classes, like the AI course and the crypto course and options course, all that stuff we have available for you. We spent something like, and I think probably even more than this. It sounds like a large number, but over 5,000 hours creating and testing all these different algorithms. We have spent so much time building algorithms that at this point, I've gone to the point that people could say, oh, is this a good idea or this not? I could say, not based off of I think this or that. I could be like, no, we actually built this before, and this is what it turned out like. It's gone to that point. We have literally over 100 algorithms they could choose from in all of our stuff. So if you're a programmer and you want to see a bunch of examples, that's a fantastic. Like, we'll give you so many things for you to use. If you're someone who wants to run multiple algorithms at once, you want to try a few different things, we have that available to you. We have algorithms that have crazy results. We have ones that are kind of in between. Either way, you have all these different things available to you. We've spent a lot of time building this. We also spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars building our community. Honestly, this is probably one of the most valuable things they get from the program, is that you get to spend time with these people that are just geniuses when it comes to developing. I have this we have a guy that's we're talking to a company, a private equity company that wants to invest in us. And I told him, why don't you join one of our Tuesday classes and see what it's like. And he joined in and he's just like, this shit, it's crazy what you guys are talking about. It's like, some of it was over his head, some of it wasn't, right? But like, just like the caliber of people that are in these meetings is like incredible. You get to learn from the best of the best when it comes to trading and specifically algo trading. Really impressive people. And at this point, you might have a few things that you're thinking, just to kind of address a few beliefs that you might have at this point. You might have a belief that says, this is going to be very hard. It's going to take a lot of your time. That's not true at all. We've perfected this program over many years and we've made it super easy to get started. Literally click a button like this, right? This is how you launch an algorithm, right? You let it load, and then I copy over some stuff from my broker. I'll copy over my secrets from my broker, API keys, and then hit run. I can have an algorithm up and running literally in 60 seconds, right? So here's an algorithm loading up. We let it load up into Replit. There's a company that we partner with, right? This is how easy it is to run an algorithm, right? Once this is loaded up, there you go, it's loaded. I go into secrets, and then I'll copy over, okay, my access token. I copy that over here, and then I'll go to my broker and actually get the access token, which is just log in, you can get it, add that secret, and then I grab this here, account number, add a new secret, and then go over to my broker and actually get that secret and put it in, add that, and then hit run, and that's it. And you have a working algorithm. That is literally all it takes to run an algorithm, right? What did that take me? 60 seconds, 45 seconds, right? That's literally how easy it is, right? So if you're thinking this is going to be hard, take many hours of your time, absolutely not. This is one of the easiest things you'll have to do. The hardest part is going to be opening up a brokerage account, literally, right? That's literally what takes the longest time is opening up a brokerage account. Okay, so another belief you might have is this is another scam. We want to steal your money. Of course, you should think that. There's so many people out there doing this. It's crazy how much scams are out there. My brother-in-law just got scammed for like $25,000. My mom got scammed like $5,000 back in the day. You should definitely be careful with people on the internet asking you for money. We do not take your money. We are not investment advisors. We are not a hedge fund, at least not yet, right? We're starting a hedge fund, but the minimum to our hedge fund, like it'll be a minimum of like $250,000 at least. But we're not handling your money. I don't want to touch your money. You know what I mean? You put it into the broker handles the money. We give you the algorithm, you run the algorithm, it's all completely stays with you. I don't want to see your money. I don't want to touch your money. Like literally these people on the internet that are saying, oh yeah, give me $5,000 and I'll do some crazy crypto thing and I'll make you a bunch of money. Please be careful of those types of people because they legitimately will steal your money. There's lots of them out there. That's not us. I don't want your money. And to be quite honest with you, those people that are doing those crypto things, that is literally illegal in America. If you're not licensed, you cannot do that, right? We're not licensed. We don't want to be licensed. We are people who provide research. We are people who provide algorithms. You could use our software, but we are not actually going to be taking your money, right? Okay, another belief you might have is I'm not computer savvy. I won't be able to do this. We've taught thousands of people, again, Latoya didn't know how to code. But then also we have a lot of people like that are over 65 years old, like retirees. We get a lot of people like that. Like seriously, people that couldn't even use Zoom and we were able to get this working for them. If we can get them to use it, we can get you to use it, right? Another belief you might have is you might say the opposite. You might say, I'm an amazing coder. What the heck do I need this for? This sounds way too easy for me. The truth is that we are one of the most advanced algo trading programs in the world, right? And we have some incredible techniques that you can learn from what we're doing. We have some really good instructors on this, and we have some algorithms that are absolutely mind-blowing in terms of the results. There's a lot of really great stuff that you can get from us. Even if you're a fantastic coder, believe me, you will want to use our code. You'll want to see, from our instructors and how to actually set the stuff up and do it properly. Because even if you're a good coder, even if you've been coding for a while doing algorithms, doing it properly so you don't lose your money is a very different story than just being able to code an algorithm, right? So if you are a great coder, check out our programs. I think you'll be very satisfied with the detail of knowledge that goes into all this stuff, right? Another belief you might have is that this is going to be expensive. Like I said, we recently changed the way that we operate as a company. We do a subscription plan now. So it's actually quite cheap. If you think about how expensive it is to mess up your investments, right? How expensive was it the last time you blew up your portfolio, right? Like, I don't know about you. When I was a kid, I lost $30,000 because I was being an idiot trading, and I didn't know what I was doing, right? I wish back then I came across a program like this that said, oh, maybe we can do it in a better way, right? Like, let's avoid those mistakes, right? So that's first of all. And second of all, how much is it worth it to you to have these types of algorithms that are actually making a crap load of money, right? What is that? What kind of value is that going to bring to your life, right? And last of all, you might have a belief that say, you're new to investing and I need to develop my trading strategy first. The truth is, if you're just learning how to invest, this is actually a great time to get into this because you're going to learn doing things properly instead of going off and learning from some, sorry to say, a lot of idiots on the internet giving you very bad advice. We have actually been doing this for many, many years. we have algorithms that actually work. We have a track record behind it. You can actually see how these things are performing. So instead of learning from some random person on YouTube, you can learn from the get-go the right way to do it. All right. Okay, cool. So are you guys ready to see the details? So I could walk you through each feature of what is included in this all access plan. You guys ready to see the details? Awesome. Yes, I see Maribel wrote a thing. This is a great program. Money, paying nothing compared with what you're getting in return on other courses. Awesome. Thank you very much, Maribel. It's a very nice thing to say. Will says yes. Both Wills say yes. Awesome. Cool.
Yes, sir. Ready for details.
Awesome. Sounds great. Perfect. Okay, so again, these are all the different things. Like I said, there's the 4 different courses. There's a live algo building sessions. There's an algo library. There's a trading signals, and there's a custom installation and service, and also one-on-one support as well. All right. So here's our algo trading course. So algo trading course, as of today, is a 12-week long class, as you heard Latoya talk about, that teaches you how to build your own trading algorithms. Basically the same things that like all these top hedge funds are doing, like Jim Simons, all those people. This is the way that they're building algorithms, right? We'll teach you how to do that sort of thing. We'll show you how to back test and run algorithms. We'll show you how to create your own algorithms from scratch and how to modify them. And then we'll also give you 50 different algorithms that you can use right out of the box, do whatever the heck you want to do with them, run them, modify them, use them as examples, whatever you want, you can do that with. We used to sell this thing, or we still sell this thing for $2,995. If you want to just buy this course by itself, you can do that. Here's the link, right? Or you can get this as part of our all access plan. It's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper for you to do it there. As I mentioned, this thing is also, we're completely revamping this thing. So in the next like week or two, you'll see actually, if you join, you'll get the brand new algo trading course, which is going to be even better than the ones we had before. You're also going to get, next is the AI for trading course, the artificial intelligence for trading course. Again, this is taught by this super smart guy from Stanford and Caltech and Berkeley. He went to all 3 of those schools. Crazy. But basically, it's an 8-week long course to teach you how to create your own AI models for trading. You'll learn how to create, you'll learn the fundamentals of machine learning and AI. You'll learn how to use machine learning and artificial intelligence, how to analyze stocks and more. He teaches you about crypto as well. And then you also learn how to create and use your own large language model, kind of like ChatGPT, and how to apply that to financial applications. This course we normally charge $2,995 for. You can buy that here independently if you want, or you can get that as part of our all access plan, and you're going to get it for a heck of a lot cheaper than this, right? Next thing, you're also going to get our options trading course, right? Teaches you how to build, doesn't teach you options trading. We teach you a little bit about options trading, but teaches you about how to apply algorithms to options trading, right? Much more complicated, much more sophisticated way of doing this, right? It's an 8-week long class on how to create algorithms that trade options. Basically, you're going to get the fundamentals of options trading using data. You're going to learn how to back test and trade options algorithms. And you're going to get about 10 different options algorithms right out of the box with this course that you can use and trade and run and do whatever you want to do with it, right? Okay, the value of this course, again, normally we sell this for $2,995. You could buy that independently here if you want, right? There's the link for it if you want to do that. Or you could get it as part of our all access plan. Again, much better value when you get this all bundled together. Last of all, last course that you're going to get is you're also going to get our crypto algorithms course. It's an 8-week long class on how to create trading algorithms that trade crypto coins. Basically, you're going to learn how to apply all this algo trading stuff to cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of details to that. And you're going to get something like 15 different crypto specific algorithms that you can use right out of the box, things that use Bollinger Bands and moving averages and like all sorts of different things. I think we have one that uses AI as well for crypto. You'll be able to get that right out of the box. Again, we normally sell this as with our other courses for about $3,000 a pop. If you want to buy it independently, you can do that here, or you can get it bundled together as part of our all access plan for a lot cheaper. All right. So far, this is what I've been talking about. These 4 different courses, right? Each one of them we sell for about $3,000 a pop. right? So if you add all that up, it's $11,980, about $12,000 if you want to just get those courses alone, right? You can buy them independently, or you could get them as part of our bundled all access plan. Okay? All right. But you're not just going to get courses. You're going to get a heck of a lot more than that, right? And to be honest with you, I think you get even more value out of some of these other things I'm going to show you, right? So this one here, you're also going to get our live algo building sessions. This thing is crazy. This is where we're coming up with all this crazy cutting edge stuff. Those algorithms I was showing you earlier, that we made that yesterday. Like we build these things every week. We're inventing some crazy new thing. It's nuts. Literally every single week we go through this. I'm like, every week I think we've created like the panacea, and then we go next week, it's like, oh shit, we made it even better. Like we keep improving on this. It's amazing. We have this incredible group of people. We're all working together to just build like these incredible algorithms. Jim Simons and then these hedge funds eat your heart out. You know what I mean? Like we're crowdsourcing this stuff. Everything like think about how these big hedge funds work. They hire these super smart people and they basically put them in a room together and make them, work on algorithms together. And that's how these guys are making billions of dollars. We literally have done that, except in a crowdsourcing fashion, right? We're not hiring all these people. These people are all part of our community and we're all working together, just like these big hedge funds do, except you're getting it for a way cheaper price and you're getting super smart people. And actually, funny enough, is the community is even bigger, right? We have more, like how many people work at Renaissance? There's like 50 people that work there. It's actually pretty small in terms of headcount. We have more than that in our community, and they're all super smart people working together. You're going to get that here. You're going to get this live algo building session. It's freaking awesome. I love this class. So in other words, what are you going to get? You're going to be able to ask the instructor to build an algorithm for you. So if you want to have your own algorithm built, you can pitch the idea. We could actually build your idea during the class. You also get a chance to watch other algorithms get created, right? Which means you kind of learn how to build these things. If you're a coder, you can actually see a lot of examples of these things being built, right? But then also you get all these like really cool ideas, right? Like, oh, like people are making lots of money doing this, right? Like, oh, that's a cool idea, right? So it's a really great way to actually learn about trading and learn about, different things that people are using to make money. And our group is stellar. Like these people are crushing it in terms of trading. You also get something like 40 different algorithms. I think we're way past 40 algorithms at this point. You get a lot of algorithms that come with this class. Like I said, every week we're building a new one, right? So you get a bunch of these different algorithms. If you think about it, normally this class would cost something like $3,200 a month, right? We charge $200 an hour for our development services. So if you think about it, we spend about 4 hours per week doing this, and it's 4 weeks per month. So if you want to hire someone to do this for you, and to be honest with you, this wouldn't even be the same. But just the development work is $3,200, right? Not to mention all the stuff that you get from the community and all the different ideas and all that. But just the development work alone would cost $3,200 a month, right? Okay, then you also get our trading signals, right? Which, here's kind of like a picture of Discord, and you see it come in and you kind of get these signals like, okay, sell this, buy this. It tells you what each one of these things are doing, right? You get minute by minute updates. Normally, if you want to go like these trading signal companies, there's a bunch of them out there. They're going to charge you something like $500 a month for this alone, right? Think about all the different ones out there. Any of them that are worth their salt, that actually have good signals, that are actually making money, they're going to charge you at least $500 a month, if not more, right? That is going to be included as part of the all access plan as well. Right. So here's some more pictures of that, kind of what it looks like. Right. So all in all, so far, we have all of these courses, $3,000 a pop. It's about $12,000 just in courses, right? Then you get the live algo building sessions, which is like $3,200 a month. Then you get the trading signals, which if you went somewhere else, you'd probably pay $500 a month, if not more, for that. So far in value for this all access plan, it's something like $12,000 you'd pay outside of it, and you'd be paying probably $3,700 a month just to get this sort of thing going, right? But you're still going to get more than that, right? You're also going to get our algorithm library, which, if you do the math behind it, we have some crazy strategies in here, right? As I showed you, super easy to run. You click on that run on Replit button, really easy to get this thing started. We have 15 strategies in there right now. specifically in our GitHub. We also have a bunch of other strategies in Google Drive they can get. But in our GitHub, we have 15 strategies that are like really easy to run. One click, get them going. The best strategy in there has a backtested result of 159% a year. That's a butterfly one that I showed you. And actually, I think we beat that yesterday. When I backtested one of them, it got something like 200% a year. If you configure it correctly, it was crazy. So you get access to all these different strategies. You get a wide variety of different algorithms. You get crypto, you get stocks, you get options, all these different asset classes. You have ones that are day trading, you have ones that are long-term buy and hold. You get ones that use AI, you get ones that use third-party data sources like the Congress bot. You get price action ones like moving averages. So you get a whole assortment of different bots. So in other words, I'm saying you can diversify, right? There's all these different types of strategies. And if you did the math, right? We're talking, this would probably took us like 1,000 hours to build this thing, right? If you hired someone to actually build this stuff out, you'd easily spend 1,000 hours building out all these different algorithms. At $200 an hour, we're talking this library is probably worth $200,000 at least, right? If not more, because we're considering that some of these algorithms have these crazy freaking results, right? So if you think about it, the algorithm library probably worth something like $200,000, if not more, right? So you're going to get that as part of the all access plan as well. And then you're also going to get custom installation and service. So if you want us to basically set all this stuff up for you, you're like, I don't want to manage this stuff. I don't want to deal with it. We can actually take care of that for you, right? We'll set up the algorithms for you. We'll monitor the algorithms for you, and we'll have 24/7 customer service. Whenever you need help, we're there. We have one-on-one support for you. The usual price for something like this is about $1,000 to get everything all set up, right? And you're going to get that as part of the all access plan as well, right? So again, recap, we have all these different courses, $3,000 a pop each, right? We have our custom installation service, about $1,000. We have our algorithm library, which is super valuable. This thing, if you had to recreate it, would be like $200,000 to make this thing. You get our live algo building sessions, which if you had to hire a developer to do something like that, it'd be $3,200 a month. And then we have our trading signals, which if you went to another company to buy trading signals that were anywhere valuable, anywhere close to what we're doing, you'd be paying at least $500 a month, if not more for it. When you add all that together, really the value behind this is something like $200,011 or $211,980, right? So almost $212,000 worth of value. And you would have to pay like an ongoing fee, $3,700 a month if you want to recreate this stuff, right? If you took all the value that you're getting from all access plan and you want to redo it, this is probably how much you'd have to pay to actually build all this stuff. All right. So question is, how much does it cost, right? Before I tell you that, do you guys want your coupon code? I promised you that at the beginning of today's session. Do you guys want to get your coupon code? Cool. Absolutely. Keith, I like your energy. Okay, so here it's 20% off, valid until tomorrow. All you have to do is take this code. I'm going to type this into the chat so you guys have it handy. RFRWMA. When you go to our checkout for any one of our products, right? And we're talking about the all access plan here. The algorithms that you guys care about is pro plan and up. On any of our products, you get 20% off, but the catch is this expires tomorrow, right? So you guys only have 24 hours to do this. By tomorrow at 9:30, we're turning this thing off. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to turn this off. I'm going to reach out to my our staff, tell them 9:30 tomorrow, this thing goes dead. All right, so if you guys want to sign up, you want to save yourselves 20%, use this code at checkout tomorrow, and you'll be able to save yourself some money. All right. Okay. So we talked about this. Okay, so this thing, how much value? About $200,000 worth of value, right? Do you guys agree with me that the algo library with all these crazy algorithms that are making a ton of cash is worth probably around 200 grand? Do you guys agree with me that these courses, typical courses, they sell for $3,000 a pop? Do you guys agree with me that, these live algo building sessions, if you hired a developer, you'd be paying them $3,200 a month? In total, again, it's about $200,000 worth of value right up front. And then your ongoing, you're getting about $3,700 a month worth of value, right? This is what you're getting, right? You can get all of that for $7.99 a month in our all access plan. And again, you get that 20% off, right? So you can access all of our stuff. You get all of our algorithms. You get access to our live algo building sessions. You get access to our algo library with all these crazy algorithms in it. You get access to all of our courses, all of that for $7.99 a month. And if you sign up by tomorrow, by 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, you get an extra 20% off, right? So what you do is you go to this link right here. Okay. And Keith says, I absolutely agree with all of it. I researched getting someone to choose a trading algorithm, and that was 10K to build. Yeah, exactly. It's expensive to build these things. Absolutely. So, we're talking about $800 a month here with 25% with 20% off. What does that come out to? That comes out to, 600 something dollars, right? If you want to get someone else to build it, $10,000. Keith, you're absolutely right. Very easy to charge that much money for building an algorithm like that. You get a bunch of them pre-built. You get to join our live algo building sessions where we could actually build your algorithm during that session. And not only that, but you get to actually have a lot of other people comment on it too. So we could probably take whatever algorithm you want to build and even refine it and make it better. I mean, because you have a lot of people looking at it. So you can get all of that for $7.99 a month. And again, that additional 20% off if you sign up by tomorrow, right? Or if you want to save some money, and this is where you would go to, right? You basically go to this link right here. We have all the stuff we discussed on this page, right? You can kind of read through it and all that. And then down here, you'd actually make this purchase, $7.99 a month, right? Or if you want to save some more money, you could actually get the annual plan. And a lot of people opt for this because this is actually quite a nice savings. You could pay $6,695 a year, so $6,700 a year pretty much, which is, if you do the math, it's 31% less than getting it monthly. So you save a lot of money doing this, 31% off basically. And then you get an additional 20% off if you sign up by tomorrow and use that coupon code. So again, you go to the same page, just a little further down, there is the annual plan, right? Okay, cool. All right. So said another way, what if you had to do this on your own, right? If you want to do this on your own, think about it, you'd probably spend something like 500 hours learning how to build algorithms, right? Or, someone else that spent 500 hours learning how to do this, you'd be spending 150 an hour, maybe $200. We charge 200 an hour, but a half decent algo developer is going to be $150 an hour. 20 hours for a basic algorithm. We're talking about really basic stuff here. So we're talking about at least $3,000 an algorithm. Keith, you're saying 10K. It's probably a little bit more of a complex one, I'm assuming. $3,000 an algorithm, pretty much a given, right? Okay. We have over 100 algorithms, right? So think about 100 times $3,000 an algorithm. That's $300,000 in just our algorithms alone, right? Okay. And also, we could help you avoid a lot of mistakes. If you make mistakes, you're not doing the stuff correctly, you didn't vet it properly, you didn't run it properly, it could literally cost you thousands of dollars in either not building the right algorithm and some bugs that showed up or whatever. It can literally cost you thousands of dollars, right? Or another way to say it, imagine this. If all you got from this plan, okay, if literally all that you got from this plan was that you got an algorithm that made you 70% per year consistently, like in that graph, right? Very stable returns, 70% a year. Would this be worth it, right? If all you got was that one algorithm, would you still pay that much? I could tell you our competitors are charging more than that for one algorithm. I could think of a couple right now that, we I actually was told recently we got to increase our prices because I don't think we're charging enough. If all you got was that one algorithm, right, that made you 70% a year consistently, would it be worth it, right? If all you learn from this is learn how to be a quantitative trader, learn how to build trading algorithms, so you could get a job at a hedge fund or something like that. These salaries are over $300,000 for people like this. They pay very well, work in New York City, very well jobs. Whenever I used to work in New York. I got paid very, very well doing what I did. And this is before I got very good at this stuff specifically. If you could learn how to become a quantitative trader and get a salary of something like $300,000 a year, would that be worth it? Would that be worth, $7.99 a month, right? Or, so a different way, if you can get access to a community of highly skilled traders that are constantly inventing new and highly profitable trading strategies, like the one that you saw, that martingale, iron condor, or the butterfly, or the UVXY strategy, or all these other AI strategies that we're building, if all you had was access to that, right, would this be worth it? Right? I know a lot of other places on the internet that are charging more per month just to be part of their community, right? So if that's all you got, would this be worth it, right? And you get all of this plus a lot more as part of the all access plan, right? Not only that, we also offer you a guarantee. If you're not happy for whatever reason, and this never happens, so I don't really care, right? We can give you even longer than this, but we offer a 30-day full refund. If for whatever reason you don't like our program, 30-day money back guarantee. So if you spend on this, you're like, I hate this, we'll give you your money back. That like never happens, so I'm not worried about that. So absolutely, you know what I mean? We'll give you a 30-day money back guarantee as well, just to give you a little bit more confidence in this, right? Okay, cool. So countdown's on, right? 24 hours, we're shutting down this coupon code. All you need to do is go to this link, lumiwealth.com/all course access plan, or just go to lumiwealth.com and then scroll down to the bottom. Down here, we have all of our plans. Click on all access plan, and you could use that coupon code and it will save you 20% off until tomorrow by using this code. All right. Cool. All right. So clock's ticking. Do you guys have any questions? All right. I know you guys have been sort of asking questions throughout, but here's a chance to, ask questions. Feel free to turn on your microphones too if you want. You don't have to type it out if you don't want to.
Robert, it's Will Wild. How you doing? Yeah, I've
Doing
been
good.
here forever, and I know just because I joined so long ago, and then I wanted to go back and watch the YouTube videos and kind of catch up, and seeing that video of Santian because I was in his class and talked to him. He's always been a great inspiration. Still, I think of him to this day.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm jumping back in and using these new tools, and of course with time GBT and everything I think we're looking at right now. So yeah, I was just wondering about access, getting to the videos because I'm in our Discord,
Mhm.
in the AI. So are the videos available?
Yeah, so if you signed up to our plans or if you've bought one of our courses in the past,
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to go to lumiwealth.com, log in, under my account, go to course recordings.
Great.
All right, and then you could find them all in there.
Bingo.
Cool.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Great class tonight. Awesome, Robert. Always.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. And also, like I said, we're updating our algo trading course very shortly. I finished recording the first part of it. So we're actually just in the process of editing that, and we're going to put that up very shortly too. So you'll have a new course very soon, right? Cool. Awesome. All right. Nathan asks, great stuff. Thanks so much. I have to drop, but I love the presentation. Thanks again. Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. It's great. Thank you for attending. I don't know if you're still here. Keith said, it's definitely worth it. 100%. I definitely agree with you. Right. I can't wait. Like I said, this new martingale algorithm that we built, and actually Eason is here. He was with us yesterday. Hey, Eason, how's it going? He was with us yesterday when we built this thing out, and it's pretty freaking wild what this thing does. Eason, I don't think I showed you the new version of it, by the way. This is our Discord here. So Eason, remember at the end of class yesterday, you guys were wondering what would happen if you compounded it, right? I actually decided to do that because I'm a crazy person at 2 o'clock in the morning doing this. Ran the back test, and this is what I got. And it's absolutely fantastic results. About 70% a year, almost a perfect line going right through. 44% drawdown, but that was very quick, right? That only went down for a couple days. I'm actually thinking about putting real money into this based on the research that we did. So in case you missed that, Eason, this is what we did after the class and what we're talking about in the Discord. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so again, here's the coupon code RFRWMA. This thing is going to last until tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to tell my team to shut it down at that time. To go and purchase this, you go to our homepage, scroll down to where you see our plans, click on All Access, and you can sign up there, right? You can do the monthly plan, or if you want to save some money, you can get the annual plan and save even more, right? Will says this is a great presentation. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Every time we do this, we keep innovating new and newer stuff. This live algo building session, I swear, is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. I personally think all of us in this in that class are gonna get crazy rich because of it. Not gonna lie. Very excited about the stuff that we produce there. And like I said, Easton is here. I don't know if if you're listening, Easton, but absolutely, I'm a huge fan of you guys. You know, we keep making all this really cool stuff. Awesome, very cool. Any other questions, guys?
I think that's it. I definitely want to be in that live algo session. So I don't know on my planner where everything's going. Absolutely agree. And I'd be stoked to see everybody else here tonight. You guys definitely join in that.
Absolutely.
So
It'd be great to have you there too.
so, cool. I don't know if my plan is part of that, but I'll send you an email and look forward to Tuesday's session.
Okay, cool. Yeah. If you're part of the pro plan and up, you get that live algo building session. So yeah, we're gonna be sending out a new Zoom link too, because our Zoom got all screwed up. So keep an eye out for that too. I don't know what plan you're part of or what you have, and I don't know. I gotta look that up. But if you're part of the pro plan or all access plan, you get part of that session.
Yeah, because I was there once, and then I tried last time, and it was like it said I was registered, but I didn't get a confirmation email, and then like it was said I was looping, and so I wasn't quite
Yeah.
sure. So I'll follow up, and if there was, always expecting glitches and redundancy is great. So look forward to Tuesday.
Yeah, send me an email, or Discord or whatever, right? This is why we just deleted the old one. We're making a new one because Zoom started glitching out. I don't know what the heck happened with Zoom, but we're just making a new one. We're gonna send out a new link and we're gonna do it all from scratch again. Because yeah, I don't know, Zoom did something stupid, right? But yeah, cool, awesome. Hope to see you there. And all this
Absolutely.
stuff that you guys are doing, I'd love to actually like spend a class just working on that. So I feel like you guys are building some really cool stuff there.
Yeah, it's amazing with the tools that are available. But just even in the AI Discord, all I have to say is arxiv.org, rabbit hole.
What is that? ARXIV? Is that
It's
you guys are
it's a
talking about?
repository. Yeah, no, it's for scientific articles. So in
Okay.
the AI Discord right now at the bottom, Voice Up posted
Oh, there it is.
several reading papers. And these scientific papers are great. And I would always recommend downloading them and keeping a lake of scientific papers because you can always train your models on them, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, model, why don't you think about incorporating Time GPT into your recursive learning loop, and let's look at some time forecasting models based on
Absolutely.
that.
That sounds very cool. Honestly, like I can't follow what you guys are doing here. This is a little bit over my head. But if we sit down, we actually go through it in a class, I think that'd be really cool. Let's get together like what you guys are all building and like actually turn that into an algorithm. I'd love to see how it performs. Because some of these
I'd
things
love to
are
see
quite
it too.
impressive. Yeah.
Robert, we have to do this. I want to see what these guys can do live. I want to
Yeah.
watch these guys. I want to see what Voice Up does. I want to see anyone who does anything in the AI space.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do and see what these guys are doing because it changes every day. There are new tools. So by the time next week rolls around, as we're getting closer to being able to deploy and execute and backtest and use these globally, it's a very exciting time. I think seeing this space and how fastly we can deploy this tech. And yeah, Tuesday, I think it could be very well happen. A monumental thing could occur.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. It's definitely very cool stuff. Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Okay, there's a question here from Pat that I got. What is the minimum amount of capital needed to have your longest running algo basically pay for this program by itself? So Pat, that's a bit of a loaded question, because I can't guarantee you any kind of returns. I don't want to come off as we're investment advisors. I'm giving you something that's like guaranteed to make you any kind of money. But if you want to, make an assumption, right? Let's take the assumption. Let's say that this algorithm that makes 70% a year, right? We actually did the math on this once, right? If this thing cost you, $7.99, you get 20% off, right? It's going to cost you $640 a month. Actually, say per year, right? Because you can get this thing even cheaper per year, right? So say you do the annual plan, you get this thing 6695 and you get the 20% off. It's going to cost you $5,356 per year. If you're making 70% per year, then if you put in 7,600 bucks, it should theoretically pay for this program, right? So 7650 approximately, assuming those back tests are right, that should pay for the program, right? Again, that's some assumptions. I don't want to say we're investment advisors. I'm not telling you this is guaranteed or anything like that, but in theory, that should pay for itself, right? Cool. Awesome. Any other questions, guys? That's a good question. I think that's a very legitimate question. Like what can you make from this, right? Again, I don't want to come off. I don't want to be, first of all, it's illegal, but I also don't want to be misleading and saying you're going to invest in this algorithm that's guaranteed money, like you're going to be rich. It's crazy, whatever, right? I mean, you see the research, right? We've ran these things. This is our backtesting results. This is how they're performing right now. Like I'm trying to be as transparent as possible with you guys, right? And imagine you invest in this algorithm and it's up 50% in the past month, right? Like what would that do for you, right? So just doing the math there, if it was 70% a year, assuming that actually did happen, if you put in something like $7,700, it should pay for the program by itself, right? Making that assumption, right? Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys?
It is Keith here. I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, and I may have missed it. That's what I wanted to ask. But what was the main difference between the Pro plan and the All Access plan?
So the Pro plan versus the All Access plan. So the Pro plan is going to give you access to live algo building sessions. It's going to give you access to our library. The All Access plan is going to give you access to more algorithms. We actually have more of them. We'll help you customize them. We'll help you set them up. We'll give you a lot of one-on-one support. So essentially, if you want to take this thing to the point where we can customize this thing for you, that's going to be the All Access plan. The Pro plan is, and also the courses too. The courses are part of the All Access plan as well. The Pro plan is going to have the trading signals. It's going to have the library, most of it, or at least some of the ones I showed you today. Not all of the algorithms, so you're still going to be missing some of the algorithms that I showed you today. The All Access plan has all of them, right? And the Pro plan also has a live algo building sessions, right? So I guess to put it simply, All Access plan, you get more algorithms, you get more support, we can customize things for you, we can build this stuff for you, and you get all the courses. The Pro plan is going to give you a bunch of algorithms, including a bunch that I showed you today, like the Martingale one is part of the Pro plan. And it's going to give you access to that live algo building sessions, right? So it kind of depends on how deep you want to get into this, right?
Got it. Okay. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, no problem. Cool. And then Pat also says, appreciate the candor and response. I always try to be as transparent as possible. So I appreciate that you appreciate that. And you're saying, trying to figure out if I have a big enough initial outlay to justify the spend. Well, Pat, you could also, and this is kind of, what Keith was asking too, is we also have other plans too, right? So I was talking to you guys about the All Access plan. There's also, we have the Pro plan as well, which is gonna, if you don't feel like you have enough capital to do this stuff, this is a cheaper option for you to do, right? The starter plan, you're not really gonna get all the stuff that we talked about here. It's $79 a month, but it's really meant like if you want to learn how to make your own algorithms, like we don't really give you all the fancy stuff, but the Pro plan is going to include a lot of the algorithms that we covered today. So if you're finding that this is a budgetary constraint and you're wondering if this is going to make a lot of sense, maybe the pro plan is more appropriate for you, right? So just putting it out there, they have options, right? Here we're talking about the all access plan. This is the full shebang of everything, right? The pro plan has the live algo building sessions. It has the actual strategy library, has all that type of stuff in it as well. So like if you want that Condor Martingale, $349 a month, that can get you there too, right? And that 20% coupon code applies to all of our plans. So if you want to use this by tomorrow, you can get that on the pro plan as well. So if that makes more sense, you could also save that in the next 24 hours too, right? This kind of depends on how far you want to go with it. Do you want to get, all of the best algorithms that we have? Do you want to get, support to actually customize them and install them and all that kind of stuff? Or do you want to go with the pro plan where, you'll get most of it, right? And you get access to this Tuesday class, but you're not going to go all the way to the all access, right? It kind of depends on what you want, right? But you have the choice there. Cool. Any other questions, guys?
I can just chime in that I've been a member for a couple of months, and I've worked with programmers for 20 years. And Robert is by far the best programmer for financial stuff that I have ever met. And he's not only the best, he is very generous with his time and ideas. So I'm a happy member, and dropping in tonight just to learn a few more things.
Thank you very much, Issa. I appreciate that.
Hey, same here. Here, you guys. Like, I just got to chime in too. If any of you guys are out there, I just came here tonight to hear everyone talk and listen, because seriously, this is the tip of the spear. So if you're thinking about joining, it's a commitment, but that we're all trying to break some new ground here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Will. You guys are very kind. See, we have an amazing community. This is not me. This is you guys. This is the reason why this has all become so great, because we have people like this, So
I've never seen anyone just code live. I say watching Robert code is like watching Mozart play the piano. It's just a joy to watch.
Thank you. Well, that's a combination of 25 years of experience and a lot of AI, so.
Whatever it is, it works.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you making me blush. Very nice. Thank you. Awesome. Very cool, guys. All right. Awesome. Any other questions, guys, before we finish up for tonight? All right. Very cool. Great. Well, thank you very much, guys. If you decide to sign up, again, 24 hours, you get that discount. I hope to see you guys in this class. You want to join in, we'll start building some really cool stuff together. Always love improving this community and growing, because we're building some really cool stuff. And I love, as this thing keeps getting bigger, we keep having more and more ideas, and we keep building cooler and cooler stuff. So we'll be very happy to see you guys in our class next Tuesday. All right. Hope you guys have a good night, and it's been a pleasure. Bye.